Welcome back to Let It Roll. Today I've got a strategy for beginners. This is something that you guys can do to get on the table, and it's an easy strategy to understand. I'm going to explain it thoroughly for you so you don't have to be scared when you get to the casino. This is something you can walk up to with confidence. It's just very few moving parts, and it gives you a decent chance to win. So let's take a look at this. We're going to call this strategy the beginner's journey. Okay guys, looking at this strategy here, it's very simple. What you're going to do is there's two ways you could play it. If you're not super familiar with craps, you got to understand that if you're shooting the dice, you're going to have to play either a don't pass or a pass line. So if you want to play this strategy when you're shooting the dice, then you could just put $5 on the pass line. Okay. And what we're going to do is establish a point here. You're going to have 4 working numbers. That's what this is about. So the whole key to this strategy is to get 2 hits meaning getting collections on 2 of your numbers and then pulling 2 numbers down. So it would look like this. Let's say that you threw a 9, okay? We want 4 working numbers. So in this case here, we're going to always try to cover the inside numbers. So we'll cover the 8, the 6, and the 5. And the reason we're only going to cover the 8, 6, and 5 is because you've got the 9 covered already with the point. Now this is going to be your choice here. Some people will always say play odds. I'm always getting people to tell me play odds, play odds, play odds. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. They say that is the best house edge to play odds behind your pass line. Okay, so you can actually add another $5 if you want behind in odds. Actually, if it's a 9, you're going to have to play even money. So depending on the casino, our casino will let us play $2, $4, $6, 8, 10, whatever, as long as it's even increments. The point I want to make with playing odds is that now you're going to risk a little bit more money because it's not guaranteed that you're going to hit the 9. So now it's costing you $11 to play the 9 instead of 5. Now, I'm not knocking playing odds at all. I'm just giving you an example of what's happening here. Let's say you bought in for $100, because that's what I'm going to buy in for, is just $100 for anybody to come in and give it a shot. But if you buy in for $100 and let's say you end up playing odds, okay, now you've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, $28 at risk. So you're only going to be able to play this 3 times if you do not get any scores whatsoever on it. All right, so let's just play it without odds, just for the sake of giving you 4 chances at this when you step up to the table. So now if you look, if you're playing without odds, you've got 5, 10, 15, 20. You have $22 invested in this strategy. All right, so if it totally goes bad, which it can, I'm not guaranteeing this strategy to win. All I'm letting you know is this is an easy strategy for you to play. You only have 22 invested. So you got 22, 44 would be 2 chances, 66 would be 3, 88 would be 4 chances. So it's going to cost you basically 88 of your $100 if it went totally bad, where you didn't make any money whatsoever. But there again, I got to warn you, that can happen. Okay. It's fairly unlikely that you won't win a little bit of money. You should have at least a couple scores within those 4 hands. But like I said, the casino has the advantage. Okay. So just remember that. But on the flip side, if the table's good, you can make a little bit of money with this. All right, so that's the key. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try and have 4 working numbers at all times. Let's say you're playing the strategy and you're not the shooter. All right. If you're not the shooter, you don't have to choose a pass or a don't pass. So at that point, these would be off. Okay. And let's say that the shooter rolls an 8. Okay, so now you're okay to cover the 8 with that money too. So you're just going to play the inside numbers. So you've got the 22 inside set up. All right, so this is how the strategy works. You're going to get 2 scores and then take 2 down and play on basically casino money. And I'll show you what that means here. So let's say that the shooter throws a 9. Okay, you're going to make $7 for the 9, and that's 1 score. We need 2 scores. All right, so we're going to set this aside, and I'll explain it here in a second. Now let's say that the shooter rolls a 10. All right, you have no money on the 10, so you don't make anything, but you still only have 1 score. We're staying up for 2 scores. That's the chance we're going to take. All right, good. Now the shooter throws an 8. So you make another $7. And at this point, what I'm going to tell you guys is you guys can kind of see what's going on at the table and see if there's a lot of 6 and 8s being thrown, a lot of 5 and 9s being thrown, a lot of 5 and 8s being thrown, whatever it is. Try and keep up the ones you feel like are going to be the luckiest for you. So in this case, let's just say that we're going to take down the 6 and the 9. All right, so we bring this back to our rack here, and now we have the 5 and the 8 in play for us, which will make us money. So if you look now, if the 7 comes now, we're going to lose $11. But this is what we had made already. Okay, we had already made $10, $12, $14. So if you minus the 11 out of that to take that back for that, we profited $3 on that hand. Big whoopee, right? So I'm just showing you an easy way to play. Now the whole thing is you're hoping to get more than 2 scores, okay? Because if you get more than 2 scores, then this profit goes up. Okay, so just say that we had another score, another 9 had hit before the 7. So then look at, that's what our profit would have been. Okay, because we still only left the 5 and the 6 up, so this would cover our loss. And with 1 extra hit, now we would have a $10 profit. Okay, if we had 4 scores before the 7, okay, this would be our profit now. Okay, we have 14, 15, 16, $17 profit. All right, we would have $17 profit if you got 4 scores before the 7. Hey guys, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you guys watching my content. If you guys are enjoying it, make sure you hit that subscribe button right there. Also leave me a comment before you leave, and if you would real quick, hit that thumbs up button. You guys are the best part of Let It Roll. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's see how it works out for us. All right, guys, let's give this a shot here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and act like, let's go ahead and I'm gonna do it as if I'm the shooter. That way you can see what happens when you place. So I'm gonna go ahead and place a $5 pass line. Remember, the key is just getting 4 working points. Okay, here we go. Come out roll is a 5. Okay, so the point is 5. So that means we don't cover the 5 with money. We just cover the 6, 8, 9. We're covering the insides. If it happens to be a 4 or a 10, we're just going to have to pick one of the insides we don't want to cover, since that'll be one of the pass line covers it. Okay, we just want 2 hits. Okay, there's an 8. So that's 1 hit. Okay, so 1 hit pays $7. All right, and I'll show you after each hand what happened with profit or losses. Okay, there's another 8, back-to-back 8s. So that means we had our 2 scores. So now there's no way we could lose money on this hand anymore. We're guaranteed to be winners on this hand. So we're gonna win $7. So right now we have $14 winning. And let's go ahead, since 8 is hot, we're gonna go ahead, let's bring down the 9 and the 6. Okay, so right now all we have in play is $11. So if we were to throw the 7 right now, okay, this would be our profit, because basically this gets subtracted from the losses. So we would win $3 no matter what. That's the worst case scenario right now, is $3 winnings. So that's what's nice about this strategy, is it's easy to understand. You're just covering the inside. And yes, you can lose. No doubt you can lose. There's the 7. So fortunately, we actually still profited, but it wasn't a big profit. So we end up losing this. So that's why I said, if you figure that out, minus $11 from that. Okay, so we ended up profiting $3. So if we were to count our money right now, we would have $103 in our rack. Okay, so, all right, now let's act like we're not the shooter, because we just shot and we already finished our hand. We 7'd out. So now we're playing on a random roller. Even though I'm throwing, it's going to be a random roller. We're not going to play the pass or the don't pass. This is just some random person standing at the table that threw next. All right, 4 is the point. Okay, so now we just cover the inside. 22 inside. So we throw them $22 and just ask them to place inside. All right, so now we're hoping that this random roller hits 2 scores for us. There's a craps 3. Okay, we're not covering the craps 3. And if you're new to craps, the reason we're playing these 4 inside numbers is because these ones, in theory, it don't always happen, but in theory, the 6 and the 8 come up more than the 5 and the 9. The 5 and the 9 come up more than the 4 and the 10. And then, of course, the 4 and 10 come up more than the 2, 3, 12, 11. All right. So, and it's because of the amount of combinations on the dice. There's 6 ways to roll a 7, and that's why that's the most common. There's 5 ways to roll a 6 or an 8, so that's the next common number. And there's 4 ways to roll a 5 or a 9. So the whole gist of this strategy right here is we're trying to use the most common numbers, so to speak, as far as the averages go, to our advantage. All right, so that's why we've got those 4 inside numbers covered. They're supposed to statistically come up a little more. Over the long haul, there's a 5. So that is one of our inside numbers. So that's good for us right there because we're going to get paid $7. We'll keep it aside just so you can see what happens with each hand so you understand money-wise. Okay, there's a 9. There's the 2 inside numbers we were looking for. And like I said, that's the reason we're playing those inside, because statistically they're supposed to show up more than the other numbers. But I've been to the casino where it doesn't happen that way for a period of time. You know, you could be there for an hour and there's more outside numbers than inside numbers thrown. But that's just gambling, guys. Okay, so right now we're up $14. Since 6 and 8 are supposed to be the most common, we could play those, but you guys have seen we've made our money on the 5 and 9 on this hand. So let's keep one of the outer numbers and one of the inner numbers. Let's take down the 6 and then either the 5 or 9 because they both showed once. Let's go ahead and take down that 9 since it just showed. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put back the money that we had in play. So right now, like I said, we have 14. If the 7 comes, we're going to lose 11, and it's the same thing. That would replace what we lost, and we would have a profit of $3 this hand. So what we're hoping for is we're actually going to hope that we get, that we at least get another hit, because then we're going to add to our profits for this hand. The good thing is that we're guaranteed to win. There ain't nothing that could hurt us now. There's an 8. So that just upped our profit for this hand. Okay, because we get $7 more. Okay, so super quick now. If we lost 10, we minus 10 from, minus 11 because we would lose 11. So there's the 11 to replace that. So in theory, right? Not in theory. This is a matter of fact right here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're guaranteed $10 winnings right now. Okay, but we're hoping to continue to hit that 5 or the 8, and then it just ups our winnings more and more. Okay, so right now, we're sitting good. We should be pretty happy. There's a 4. That's the point. Okay, so the puck comes off. We're now on a new come-out roll for this shooter, so our bets are off. Okay, if they throw a 5 or an 8, we're not going to make any money because on the come-out roll, all bets are off. Now, you could call them on if you want to, but that's your choice. You'd have to let them know that you want your bets working on the come-out, and if you have them working, they're going to put a little button like this that says on. Okay, they would put that on your bet. So you would lose if a 7 came on the come-out roll, but you'd win if your numbers hit. Okay, so the point was a 6, so we're still alive. We're looking for a 5 or an 8, and there's the 7. Okay. All right, so now our bets get wiped off here, but let's go ahead and show you what we profited for this hand. Okay, so if we match what we lost there, okay, this is what we had. We won $10 on that hand. I'm just going to set it here on the playing field, even though it's not our money. Okay, so new shooter. Let's say that there's still another person playing with us. So we're not going to play a pass or a don't pass because we are not shooting the dice. All right, come out, roll. Okay, craps 3. Since we're not playing a pass line, it doesn't hurt us, okay? We don't have no money out there. Okay, there's a yo 11. Now also, since we're not playing a pass line, we don't win no money on that. Normally we would have won our pass line bet. Craps 3. There again, it don't help us, don't hurt us. We would have lost our pass line bet with a 3 if we were playing pass. 7, same thing. We would have won our pass line bet since it's a come out roll. Yo 11, holy cow, that's 5. Oops, that wasn't 11, it rolled on me. Okay. 7, that's 6 numbers without establishing a point yet. Pretty crazy. 5, all right, so we've got our point. Now remember, since we're not the shooter, we can go ahead and cover that 5. All right, so you give them $22. We're going to play 2 more hands after this, and then we'll call it good. We'll play a total of 5 hands. Okay, so 5 is the point. 6, that's a good hit for us. It's a score. All right, so we're going to make $7 for that 6 getting hit. So we'll just set that aside here so you guys can see how this hand finishes up. Okay, there's an 8. Perfect. Guaranteed winners for this hand now. There ain't nothing that can hurt us. Okay, so 8 wins, $7. Now we need to decide what we want to take down. Those 5s have been a little hotter than the 9. 6s have been fairly rare. The 8s have been good. Okay, so let's put this over here with our winnings, and let's go ahead and take down the 6 and the 9. We'll keep riding that 5 and the 8. And there's a 9. Oh, well, we took down the 9, so that don't help us, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay. There's another 9. You can always ask the dealers to move your bets too if you want to move it to the 9. I've just found it's frustrating when you move it and then the 5 hits. And that happens sometimes. Look at that, 3 9s in a row. That would have been an extra $21, guys. But that's what makes this game fun. You just never know. It's the thrill of the game. Okay, box cars. Okay, 9. Holy cow. 4 out of 5 rolls have been 9s. That would have been an extra $28 if we were playing that 9. 8. All right, there's one of our numbers, so that's good for us. We're getting another score here, so $7. Okay, add that to our winnings. 6. Okay, nothing for us because we're not playing a number. All right, if you wanted to get a little bit more advanced, now that we've got all this money here, you could figure this is what we lose, this is what gets wiped out when the 7 comes. So we have this much money. So we've got an extra $10. If we score again, if you wanted to, you could place the 9 with your winnings. And I'll show you what I mean if you want. So you'd still, you know, you'll have an extra number to try to win with on a long roll like this. There's the 6. Okay, we're not covering the 6. Okay, there's the 7 out. All right, so these have been pretty similar hands every time. Okay, so we're going to lose that 11. So if we just take 11 out of our winnings, we ended up winning $10 on this hand. So that's our winnings for this hand. I think you guys are getting the gist of it. So I'm only going to do one more roll. Okay, I'm going to see how we end up with one more roll. And this time it's going to be us. So you could see the pass or the don't pass again. So let's go ahead and play the pass line. Okay, and we're coming out. Remember, we just want 4 working numbers. So the point is 9. All right, so 9. We've got the pass line that covers the 9. So all we need to do is throw them $17. Okay, and they're going to cover the rest of the inside, which would be 5, 6, and 8. All right, so 9 is covered with our pass line, and then we've got the other insides covered. Okay, and there's a yo 11. Okay, another yo 11. Now, I want you guys to realize something. This is an absolute good scenario. It doesn't happen this way all the time. Matter of fact, it happens less like this than more like this. You know, it's going to be a little bit more of an up and down and more in the casino's favor. So you guys need to understand that. See, and here's a good example. There's the 7. All right, so we didn't collect anything at all on this hand, so that means we totally lost $22. We just flat out lost $22 because we didn't win. We didn't hit any numbers to collect. So all of that's gone without any kind of replacement to it. So understand that what just happened here can happen, you know, and take your $100 in 5 hands. It could happen. So anyways, let's just see how we fared with this strategy. And remember, this doesn't mean it's going to happen this way all the time. Okay, so let's look at it here. We started with $100, just a $100 buy-in for quick, easy beginner strategy. So there's 75, 80, 85, 90. Okay, this is $20. So 90 plus 20 is $110. Okay, so we made $12 because there's a total of $112. And we bought in with 100, so we came up $12 after that roll. If we wouldn't have lost that $22, you know, that would have been an extra what? So that would have been $34. We could have been up if we would have walked away before the last hand. All right, guys, I had been getting some requests for beginner strategies, so I thought I would throw this one out there for you guys to take a look at because it's pretty simple to do, not many moving parts, and it's something that anybody can walk up to confidently and play. You know, you just know you're playing the 4 inside numbers. It's a real basic strategy. Watch this video a few times if you've never played before. Download an app on your phone or the computer and test it out before you go. Well, of course, nobody can go to the casinos right now. So get comfortable with it like in the virtual world. Like get on a computer, get on your phone and practice this if you're a new player. If you're brand new to craps and you want to try it once the casino's open. I think that this strategy right here will be easy enough for you to get started that you could play confidently and have a chance to win. Understand something also, when you play small money like that, you're going to win really slow and not very much, or you'll lose pretty slow and you won't lose very much. So if you're just looking to have a fun time and not necessarily make a ton of money, these types of strategies will do that for you. So, all right, guys, thanks again for hanging out with me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the like button, and share my videos if you will. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'll see you guys soon.